Welcome, everybody, to the SlotsFan Podcast. On this show, we interview slots content creators, influencers, YouTubers, and we get to know what's special about them and their content, as well as bring back stories of big wins and casino tips and everything from their experience for you, the viewers. So today, we're really excited to have two awesome guests from the Gamblin Granny channel. We have Granny and Dice. And before I start asking them questions, I hope you'll all pause this and go over to their channel following the link in the description and subscribe, and make sure to check out their content because it's really unique and engaging if you like slots. So welcome, Granny and Dice. I'm so happy to meet you guys.
Thank you, Matt.
Well, thank you, Matt. Thank you very much. Just happy to be here. I got a lot of questions for you.
Hold your tater there, Todd.
It's not about me.
It's not about you. It's not about you. Okay, let's let Matt do his job. Okay.
Good to be here, Matt. Good to be here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's awesome to have you here, Dice and Granny. I've had a chance to check out your channel, and it's really unique. And there's diverse content even beyond just slots content, which is really cool to see. First off, for people in the audience that maybe haven't seen your channel, could you introduce yourselves and let us know what makes your channel special and what people can expect when they check out the Gamblin Granny using the link in our description?
Okay, well, I'm Gamblin Granny. My real name is Beth, and we started the channel 5 years ago, and thanks to him, he's the one that talked me into doing it. And we just wanted to start something fun that we could do together, mainly for our retirement years, which is that's approaching soon. And we did want to do something unique, and we feel like we have brought that to the community. And what do you want to add to that, Dice?
Well, I'm Dice. My real name is Mr. Dice. I do a little guitar picking, which is something different we thought we could bring to the channel. Nobody does kind of what we do. And it took me a couple of years to even convince her to even do YouTube.
Yeah.
Because you're putting yourself out there, up for criticism and things like that. And I don't know, she just said, okay, let's give this a shot.
Yeah, finally decided, and I said, let's go for it. So
That's so cool. I mean, congratulations on everything you've done so far. I know how hard it is and how much work it takes, especially with slots channels, to run a YouTube channel. And congratulations on growing an audience already with what you're doing. I'm curious, you guys, how cool is it to be able to do this together? There's a lot of people out there who are solo content creators. And I can, even in this interview already, your personalities and the way they complement each other is coming across so well. And from what I saw on your channel, that's a big part of what people can see there. So what's it like being able to do this together? And maybe you mentioned putting yourself out there is a little easier when you've got someone to support you through the highs and the lows of being a content creator, especially a slots content.
Well, you could probably tell them how hard it was.
Yeah.
We tried to do it. So my whole intention was, I'll be the tech guy. I'll record, I'll edit, I'll post. I want you to be the face of the channel. She's like, oh, well, okay.
I'll try it.
But it was hard, wasn't it?
It was very hard because I just can't. When I first started doing it and we were playing the slots, it was like, I can't just talk to a slot machine. I need somebody to interact with. And I told him, I can't do this by myself. I just can't. So we discovered that real quickly into our beginning stages. And so I said, you're going to have to come in. We're going to have to do this as a married couple. We've been married 42 years. So we know each other inside and out. And we both have character. We both have fun. Our humor is so much alike. And so when he came in and we partnered doing everything together, it all went fantastic.
And I was reluctant because I'm so shy.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
And, being in front of the camera is just not my gig, but, I figured, well, I'll give it a shot.
I mean, Dice, you must have had a hard time even how long did it take for you to figure out that you needed to be in front of the camera? Were you able to keep quiet when you were filming and stuff like that right from the beginning?
It was a couple videos in. If you go back, if anybody, you guys out there watch our very first video, and it's like, I think it's titled Gamblin Granny Arrives in Vegas in Style or something. And we did a limo review. And we pull up to the El Cortez, and I had some creative shots. I actually had the limo guy stop a block up so I can run out, set the camera up so the car's driving in. I mean, I had all kinds of visions and ideas and everything. But the first thing we did, we get off the airplane. You're in the airport, of course.
Yeah.
And if you've been to Vegas, the first thing you see when you get off in the airport is slot machines. So I just go, here, stand in front of the slot machine and say, "Welcome to Vegas, everybody," and go. And she's just like, "Hi, everybody."
I feel like Vanna White. Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada.
She must have said Las Vegas, Nevada 8 times in this thing. We are going to the El Cortez in Las Vegas, Nevada. Come along with me.
It was everything was just so pump, 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 pump. And it was like, I can't do that because that's not me
It's
either.
pretty funny. Looking back at our early stuff, it's funny to look at.
It is.
I mean, any new creator out there, even if you've been doing it a while, it's weird just to talk to a camera and act like you're talking to Matt or somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was hard.
I can totally relate. We had NJ Slot Guy hosting this podcast for a long time, and unfortunately, he's dealing with some medical stuff. And I can relate to what it's like to be new on camera.
Yes.
Get better, John.
Yeah, big shout out to John, and we're so grateful for everything he did to kick things off. And honestly, I learned a lot just from being involved in watching his interviews and how he does it. So I can't exactly fill his shoes, but I'm really excited to be able to talk to people myself. So I'm curious, like a lot of the time with these channels, people are they didn't start playing slots to make a slots channel. A lot of the time this is something they're passionate about and that they have a background doing. So maybe can you give us a bit of an idea of like what part of your life has casinos and slots been? And I know you guys do tons of travel, and that seems to be part of the experience for you as well. Right. So maybe you can paint a picture about your background that set you up to be able to become slots influencers.
Okay, so we started going to Vegas in 2010 is when we started going. That was our first time ever there because we were never travelers. We were never Vegas people because we had two kids to raise. So that was our priority in our younger years, was we've got kids to raise. And so in 2010, of course, our girls are married and have their own family now. And so in 2010, we were like, let's run to Vegas. Let's see what this is all about. And so we took my mom with us because she's been to Vegas a few times. She knew a little bit about it.
Shout out to the mother-in-law.
And so we went out there for 4 days and we absolutely fell in love with it. Mm-hmm. And we went to the El Cortez we stayed on the Strip, but we went to the El Cortez for the first time. And so playing the slots, that was really actually the first time we played slots because Grandma Joanne had to teach us how to bet, the denominations and stuff like that, because I was scared to death that I was just we took $300 with us the first time we went to Vegas for both of us to gamble on for 4 days, $300. And
yeah, we were high rollers.
We were really high rollers. But, we had a blast and I think we won some money too. And, but it was a little intimidating at first, getting into the slots. But we've been hooked since then. We have been hooked.
Love Vegas ever since then. I've been going back twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year.
2 to 3 times a year we get out there.
Which led into, that was 2010, 2020. We were watching you're watching YouTube.
Yeah.
And we're sitting at home and I go, "What are you watching?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm just watching some slot channels, people playing slots. Somebody's playing at the El Cortez where we like to stay." And I'm like, "People watch this?" And she's, yeah. Huh. And, gears get rolling. Well, we could do this. We like playing slots. We like to travel now. And let's give this a shot. Let's try it.
So, you started talking about it in 2017 is when we kind of started talking about it.
Something like that. Yeah.
But it took till we launched the channel in 2019. And then we actually started when we went to Vegas in March of 2020, the beginning of March of 2020, right before the shutdown. Mm-hmm. We were actually on our way home that year when the talk on the plane was everything's getting shut down. And it was just like, oh no, what are we going to do now?
Well, we walked into El Cortez. Again, it's not a secret. That's our favorite place. That's Gigi's favorite place to go. And we walked into her casino host office 2020 and just said, we started a YouTube channel. Can we get permission to record here? And he was like, "Oh, good. Yeah, good for you guys. How many subscribers do you have?" We go like 6. And most of them were family members.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah. But they approved us.
Yeah.
They approved us to film, and so that's just kind of where we started. But you know what? I do want to say, when we started our channel 5 years ago, we knew we couldn't be just a slot channel because we can't film here in Illinois. It's against gaming board rules.
Okay.
So there's no filming here in Illinois. So we didn't have any other place to go to.
Legally.
We just didn't have any other place to go to. So we had to start out by doing, the hotel reviews, the restaurant reviews, the resort reviews. So we just kind of added all of that in from the beginning. And I'm so thankful today that we did that.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I saw some of the numbers on your, hotel tours and casino tour videos and watched them. They're really fun watches, as well as the results seem to be strong on those videos on your channel. You guys do live streams that are not from the casino, right? Like playing guitar and doing scratchers and stuff like that. So it sounds like you found ways to make creative content that doesn't always require you traveling to a casino where you can film. Right.
We started that we're live every Friday night from our home here. We just do our little show called Pickin' and a Scratchin'. We do we scratch the Illinois tickets. We do giveaways. He plays guitar. We do our goofiness, which we do naturally anyway.
I don't know what goofiness means. But
yeah, we still got Elvis glasses on.
These are my prescription. These are prescription. I need these.
So that has worked out. That has just worked out fantastic for us to do that on Friday nights. And but then when we're in the casino, we're going to be in the casino in 2 weeks down in St. Louis. And so we'll be live from the casino then.
The Hollywood Casino.
And but we just have a blast.
That's so cool. I mean, it's part of the vibe of, I think, why people love watching the content and joining communities like this, because it's such a fun atmosphere and it's a way to participate socially, I think, because a lot of people also can't go to the casino on a regular basis, or, can't afford to and shouldn't maybe go as much. So yeah, that kind of like that social vibe so strong on your guys' in your content, but also especially in those lives. It's really fun.
Yeah, exactly.
So you mentioned before how when you first, when your mom first taught you how to play slots, it was intimidating. And I'm curious what your guys' journey has been like, learning so much and being so exposed to, slots, but the whole casino experience. Can you tell me, do you feel like you're a better slots player now or a smarter slots player? And maybe can you share some of the learnings that you've had over the years with people who may be in the position that you were in back then, where they don't know a lot and they may find it a bit intimidating?
I'm definitely the better slot player.
All our slot tournaments that we've had challenges, it's been rigged. It's been slighted against me.
We've never done a slot tournament.
There's a formal protest back from Thanksgiving.
Besides that.
I lost. I had to wear a turkey suit in the casino. That's a whole different story. Go check out that live stream. But we went from betting, oh my God, is this a quarter a bet? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we started out, just only staying on pennies, 25 cents, 50 cents, probably no more than $1 is what we would do. And then it took a while before I finally got the guts enough to go, look, I'm watching all these, I still watch YouTubers on YouTube, we still watch all of the other channels. And it's like, we need to do something different here. Let's raise the denom. Let's go 2 cent denom. $1 bet, $1.50 bet. We're not high rollers at all.
Well, you kind of learned how you can change the denom and still bet low.
Yeah, maybe
get a bigger hit.
My go-to is 10 cent denom, $5 bet. That's my go-to. And these days, that's still kind of low rolling.
Compared to YouTube slots YouTube, sure, but compared to the average, recreational slots player, for me,
exactly.
I think it's still higher than average for sure. Okay. What other, I know slots aren't a strategy game and you're not going to become like a more skilled player, but I do also know that there are lots of other, comps and loyalty programs and even just, smart gambling, like knowing when to, do you feel like you've become a bit savvier with that stuff? And are there any other tips that stand out as something that might be useful for our viewers who are perhaps less experienced?
Tell them about our one player's card trick.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, we just use my card when he's playing slots. We just use the one card and, earn all the comps on one card, instead of doing two different cards, because it's just easier. You get, you grow faster that way too. By doing your comp growth.
So if I'm playing video poker, I'll have her card in.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm at the tables or something, I'll throw my card.
Well, yeah, down. You have to at tables.
We'll look at it and go, Gamblin, Granny? And I go, oh, no, that's
wrong card.
Wrong card. And that's your room key, sir. God dang it.
So it sounds like you guys might have tips on how to gamble well as a couple.
Well, yeah. And I mean, we're not professionals by no means, but you just learn all of these tips as you're getting further into more of the gambling stuff, I guess is how I want to say it.
Well, and you play where you'd like to stay.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of, and I don't know if this is a secret or not, but I mean, and some people might not have thought about this, but we'll double and sometimes triple book just to get
your comps from the other places.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with doing that. That way you're getting your comps and you're still playing in their casino too. But most places you have to have a reservation and check in before you can get your comps from from places. So we do that.
So downtown's a great place to do that because everything is right there. It's a pain in the ass if you're on the Strip and I don't want to check in at Caesar and then go check in at New York, and then come back and check in at it's the Fremont, the Golden Nugget, the Plaza. All those are right there, and we'll take advantage of the comps that way. The free room, the free food, the free play.
Yeah.
And
that's
again,
really
and then when we are playing, I play on her card.
Yeah.
We just load up that one card and try to get our points built up fast that way. That's a tip from your Uncle Dicey. You guys right out there.
No, it's a good tip. I've not heard it before, and it makes total sense. So basically, just to recap so I'm clear, you get offers from multiple properties, and if you don't claim the hotel stay, you're not accessing other comps and offers that will be available to you. So you actually check in at multiple hotels and presumably, I guess, play at multiple casinos as well.
We do our main, we do our main stuff there at El Cortez because that's our home. That's what we call our home base. And we absolutely love the El Cortez. So that's where most of our play is going to be at. But, if we have a couple of nights at Fremont, we're going to make a reservation there. If I get, $300 in free play, I'm going to do that because that's $300 in free play. I'm going to go use that.
Well, we have Boyd's properties close to us here, which helps us build our Boyd's rewards.
Right.
Which we can take to Vegas.
We can take that to Vegas and use that out there.
Yeah.
And we're all about using as much comp as we can.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a good tip too, to earn comps at like networked properties like Harrah's or Caesars or whatever, so many places. That makes a lot of sense. It seems like maybe an opportunity also to like bring friends, and if you have extra hotel rooms, it could be like a cheap trip for a group who maybe aren't as like big into gambling or getting their own offers like that. Do you have any other tips on offers? I think some people shy away from like really getting into the loyalty programs and stuff, even to the point where some people I've heard think it's going to give you worse luck, which I think is definitely not true. But do you have any other tips about how offers work and, what people can expect maybe on like the lower end of the gambling stakes range?
Like at El Cortez, if you take your airline boarding pass into their Players Club, and they give you get rewards from showing your boarding pass.
Free play, free drink. What else you get? Free play, free drink, match play.
Match play, yeah.
So there's several properties that do that. The Golden Gate, I believe, and
the D. No, not the D.
I know the Golden Gate for sure.
I forget.
But always get a player's card. We don't believe in that myth of you're not going to win because they're tracking. That'd be illegal if the casinos got caught doing that. First of all,
exactly.
But we always get a player's card.
We always use a player's card and earn all of our comps. Yes.
That's really cool. So the boarding pass thing, I guess, is because you're from out of town and you're deciding to come to their property, as opposed to local people. No, that's a great tip, and especially a good plug for El Cortez. I know like so many influencers and streamers love El Cortez for the way that they treat everybody, I think, but also the influencer crowd feels like they get a really warm reception there, which is awesome.
It's fantastic. And when we started going there, it was just strictly just a locals place. And there was, I know at least one other streamer going there when we started going there, but I don't know if there was anybody else or not. So when we asked about filming there, I think they said we were the second or the third one that was really allowed permission there.
And they were still kind of strict about it. They had to run it up the flagpole there, and we got an email like the next day saying, okay, you can approve, but whole list of rules about. Yeah,
we had to really watch what we were doing there. And we said, absolutely, we will do that. And I said, we will promote you. You know, of course, YouTube is a free promotion to these places. And we said, we will promote the heck out of you. And so we started promoting El Cortez way back in 2010, 2011. It's when we started going there. But when we started the channel in 2020, that's when we really, really, really pushed the El Cortez. And I can't be happier to see all of the success now that El Cortez has. It really warms my heart to know that they have opened it up for more streamers to come in, and it's been fantastic.
Well, 5 years ago, they had the foresight to really see that maybe this YouTube thing is going to be something.
Yeah.
And it's almost, I wouldn't call it open filming in there.
It pretty much is now.
But if you're a creator out there and you want to at least contact them so they know who you are, and tell them Granny sent you.
Yeah.
And they'll treat you as long as you treat them everybody with respect.
They know Gamblin Granny there too.
They treat us very, very well there.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm really interested in the marketing aspect of influencers in the casino space. In your experience, and El Cortez is a great example of a place that seems to have benefited directly from this kind of promotion. And there's some other properties around that have leaned more heavily into working with influencers to get their brand out there and to even bring people in, like physically in to meet influencers. I'm curious, in your experience, do you feel like there is value for casino properties, and what has your experience been like over the last number of years as that sort of evolved in the space? And I'd love to get your perspective on, do you think it's valuable, and where do you think it's going when it comes to more casinos perhaps getting on board with teaming up with influencers and maybe hopefully compensating you guys a bit more fairly or generously?
I mean, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful. And I really am hoping that Illinois will open up the doors and see that too, because there's several casinos here in Illinois that really need to let us come in and film and promote the properties. It would help them out tremendously. And, if Illinois would do that here, there would be several influencers here in our close area that would highly take advantage of that, and it would be such free advertising for them. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely.
And so I'm hoping that is something that will help out more in our area here. In other areas, it is already showing up. I mean, we have permission down in St. Louis at a couple of places.
St. Louis, Kansas City. We're traveling up to northern
Michigan, Indiana. Yeah,
Michigan
we've got
area,
places up there that have given us permission that we travel up to as well. And it is absolutely amazing for them to let us do that. So we're hoping that more and more will allow it.
Oh, and some of the benefits, like you said, for influencers doing that. I mean, I mentioned this before. Sometimes it doesn't suck being Granny and Dice. we got our blue chip video, the property up there in Indiana, Michigan City, Indiana. They gave us a sweet.
Yeah, we had
comp.
Yeah.
And we'd never been there before.
Because you do more than just slots videos.
Right. Yeah. We did a full property review up there, and like I said, they gave us a really nice suite, completely comped, way better than the average room, which aren't bad either.
Right.
But we had a great time up there at the Blue Chip.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to, to get that too, with not being, huge gamblers, but we are promoting the property, we're putting it out there for the advertising, and then they're paying us back by comping us, a couple of nights in these suites, and we love that.
That's so cool. On the topic of marketing and, what influencers are doing, I'm curious how you feel about the responsible gambling aspect of being a slots influencer. Like there's lots of different ways to present your slots content. And I'd say you're at the risk of kind of like normalizing this risky, high risk activity like gambling in casinos. And I'm wondering if that's a factor for you guys. Is that something that you think about yourself? And is it something that you address with your community? And yeah, I'd love to hear your perspective on that side of the marketing of slots.
We don't show 100% wins. We will show some losing because it's gambling.
That's gambling.
You're going to lose.
You don't win all the time.
You're going to win some. You're going to lose some. We've got a little disclaimer in the bottom of our description that says, bet with your head, not above it. Please gamble responsibly.
You only take to the casino what you can afford to lose. That's another thing we say, because, we have seen a lot of things being in and out of the casinos. And, you just wonder sometimes why people are even there. It's if you don't have the extra money to go, then don't go.
Don't try to win your rent.
Yeah, because it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, but we show losing videos as well as winning videos. With property reviews and things like that. So
then we scratch our tickets, and we're happy just doing all of our combination of things too, because like I said, with us not having access to go here in Illinois, that saves us a lot too.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting point. And I was curious to ask if you guys have tried any online casinos or online slots, because you do have access to that.
No,
I
have never.
Your thoughts on it?
I've just never been one to really get into the online slots. I've never tried it. I don't really care to. It's just, if I'm going to go play slots, I want to get out of the house and go somewhere to go play slots in a casino. That's what I want to do. The online, I'm just not into, and I can flat out tell you that I won't be trying it at all. I don't have anything against anybody that does that. It's just,
it's not our thing.
It's just not our thing. Yeah.
Is it because you don't think you would enjoy it, or you're afraid that or you just don't want to have access to it in that kind of easy way? I'm just curious to have an insight into your thinking about why you wouldn't want to try it for.
I just don't really have the interest in it. That's the honest. We haven't even really ever discussed even trying it at all.
No, not really. It's not even come up.
And but I don't know. I just don't really have any interest in it.
Going back to the land-based casino content, you mentioned that you've seen a lot of stuff over the years. If you spend a lot of time in casinos, you see a lot of it's a great place for people watching, and you'll see a lot of interesting stuff. I'm curious if there are any stories that stand out, and these could be maybe memorable wins, big wins, particularly fun experiences that you had. What comes up for you guys when you think back on some of the highlights of your time in casinos?
Well, what we witnessed, we were at El Cortez, and there was a little old lady playing a dragon link on 50 cent betting. And hit the grand for $10,000 or $12,000.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was 12,000. Yeah.
On a 50 cent bet.
On a 50 cent bet.
And that kind of sticks with you, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it can happen.
You don't have to be betting huge.
You always dream about hitting that grand, and I'm leading into my grand story.
He's probably got a question about that.
He's probably got a question about that.
Ahead.
I'm probably jumping the gun. But yeah, it can happen on low bets. We've seen it more than once. And so it was, are you okay if I go in to talk about
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. We always want to ask people about their biggest wins, or at least their most memorable wins.
Last March out there at El Cortez, there's my check right there. I was playing the Hot Pots game, and it was a fairly new machine. And long story short, I put $100 in it. I was just playing. We weren't live yet or anything. I was waiting for him. He'd gone up to the room to get stuff, and some friends of ours had had to go get some stuff. And me and my girlfriend were playing side by side the Pots game. And I put $100 in, and I just kind of started low rolling it. And the next thing you know, I have this up to $300 and some dollars. And he comes back down, and I said, I'm not ready to leave yet because this game is doing really, really well. And he's like, well, let's start a live stream here.
We were going to live stream from Fremont anyway, and that was our plan. And I could go upstairs and get the gig bag, and I'll be right back down. You play whatever.
So by the time he got back down, I had this up to like $350.
Let's just go live now.
And he says, let's just start right now. And I said, perfect. Let's go ahead and go. So he sets up everything. We go live, and this game just kept bonusing and bonusing and bonusing, and it led into to where we got the bonus on a 2-cent denom, $3.52 bet. And I didn't change anything because that's what it was hitting on. And I just kept playing. So I get this bonus, and the peppers kept dropping.
It went on and on
and the little muffins kept dropping, whatever those things are called.
I think they're dumplings.
Dumplings, they kept dropping. And I mean, if you haven't watched our grand video yet, because it was a live stream, it happened. And it just happened so suddenly. It took both of us off guard.
Did this just happen?
There were some words that kind of came out of his mouth, not mine.
I don't even remember. I think I just started speaking in tongues.
But I mean, when that $13,000 grand landed, and I was just like, OMG.
Did this just happen?
Did this just happen? And so it was an emotional time. It was an emotional time when that happened, because I had never hit a grand before. And
that it happened at El Cortez.
That happened. I've always told him that if I hit a grand, it has to happen at El Cortez, and it did. It happened there. That got me all emotional, and I could cry even thinking about it.
It's so exciting. It's also amazing that it happened on the stream and not like right before before you got back, Dice.
Yeah.
Right.
So cool.
Yeah.
Right. So it was just an amazing time, and the chat just went crazy, and we had a good crowd in our stream, but I mean, everybody kept coming in. Everybody was sharing it out. Granny just hit the grand. Granny just hit the grand, and everybody was just coming in. And I had people getting teary-eyed in the chat because I was all teary-eyed.
Yeah. I wrote a song about it. Granny hit the grand.
Granny hit the grand.
But
with you saying that at GrannyFest.
Yeah, but as a content creator, it's to capture lightning in a bottle like that was just amazing.
Yeah,
it really was.
Yeah.
We knew we had something cool.
Yeah, it was great.
That's an awesome story. Thanks for sharing that. I know that there, slots in general is really up and down, and there's lots of highs and lows, and being a content creator is like that too when it comes to how your content's doing. I'm curious what the experience has been like, and we touched a little bit on how you guys do this together, and maybe that's a support for you, but what's it like being a content creator, and do you still love slots? It sounds like you're really passionate about the experience, even looking back at that. And I'm curious, like, has that changed, and what's the experience been like doing this as a creator, with all the ups and downs associated with this kind of stuff? Because it can be hard at times.
Right. It can be. And, I think the hardest part is when you're trying to just film, to make videos, playing slots, and you get lose, win. So you get one win out of 5 videos. If you're lucky, I think that's the toughest part in making videos, is trying to capture 4 or 5 winning slot games and only losing like 2 of them. And that doesn't happen. So that can be a little challenging, when you're out filming and you have that happen. That can be tough. We have learned, that going live is really your best option to go to, instead of trying to make a whole bunch of videos. Just go live and show your live play, and play all the different games. And if you win, you win. And if you don't, you don't. You just, you cash out and you move on to a different machine. Right.
Yeah. And either way, it's content.
Yeah.
And you get to interact with an audience who want to either, they're rooting for you, or they're making suggestions. Go try this machine, or can you find that? I really like, this Dragon Link. Can you find that? And
they kind of help. The audience helps too by saying, why don't you change your denom to nickels, $1.25 bet, or a $2.50 bet, or something. So when you can interact more with the audience, it helps more it's more fun, actually.
And it makes them a part of the content. To where in a video, you're just watching and win or lose, whatever it is. But in a live, and I think we started doing this strategy last year, and that's how we ended up capturing that grand, because we were doing more. If we're going to be planned, let's just go live.
Yeah.
If it's an hour, whatever, half hour, doesn't matter. That way, content is content, but we can interact, and the people feel a part of it.
Right.
They're more connected to it than just a regular video.
Right.
It sure seems like a lot of the community building that happens with channels like yours happens in the live stream and kind of continues in other spaces, like commenting on videos and stuff. And you can always take highlights from the live stream and repurpose the content anyway. Yeah. So you can kind of the best of both worlds.
Make shorts or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really cool. I mean, so you said you're coming up to retirement, if I heard that correctly, or it's coming soon. Where do you, you are, where do you see this all going? I mean, it seems like such an awesome lifestyle that you could perhaps make some money back from this activity, as well as spend time doing something that you love together.
Absolutely.
Where do you see your channel going? And are you in this for the long run, or where's it heading?
Yeah.
We're gonna do this for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll have more time to edit. I mean, working a full-time job. I mean, I'm a driver for a delivery, one of your international delivery services. I'm sure you've heard of. It's not the brown one. And I can only get editing done on the weekends, and I try to hurry that up to get a couple of videos, whatever, ready for the next week. But now I'll be able to, spend a lot more time putting things together. Or scope. We're wanting to expand a little bit more into a little more on the travel channel side.
Yeah.
We've got things around here we really want to share and put out. And
we'll just have more time because I'm not retiring yet. I'm still going to work a couple of more years. I work at home, so it's easier for me to. I'm self-employed, so I can take off when I need to take off. He, on the other hand, was not ever able to do that. Now with him going to be able, we'll be able to get out and do some of the traveling that we're wanting to do around here, just in the state of Illinois, and go film some things. And it's going to definitely benefit a lot. Another thing that's going to help out more is we have, we've, I don't know, I'm sure you're aware, we started GrannyFest 4 years ago. This year is going to be our 5th year hosting GrannyFest at El Cortez. So you're going to be able to have more time to help me get that all lined up for October, because that will be October 9th and 10th out in Vegas. And we're doing that now mainly for our channel members. When we started that, it was for everybody, but now the El Cortezes, with their renovation, they no longer have the big room. So now we have to minimize it, but now you're going to be able to help me prepare for that. So yes, we are really looking forward to him being retired.
That's so exciting.
She says that now until I'm home 24/7. And we'll see we'll do an interview here in about 6 months, see if I'm even still alive.
I'm curious about GrannyFest. Can you paint a picture about what that's been like in the past, and maybe what people can expect from this year's?
Fantastic.
Yeah, we started that in 2021, and just kind of like a fun thing to do. El Cortez had told us, my casino host had said if we ever wanted to host anything there, to let him know, and we was kind of like, okay, whatever. And we got home from our trip that year, and we kind of got thinking about it, and it was like the opportunity just opened up, and it was like, let's see what we can do.
See how many people want to come out and hang out.
So in 2021, we were taken off guard because we ended up having 183 people show up for Granny.
No kidding. That's amazing.
The very first year.
We told Elko expect maybe 40, 50.
Yeah.
And we put an Eventbrite thing out just to get a head count, and it just kept growing.
It just kept growing.
And she kept in touch with your casino host, and he's like, okay, we're going to have to change gears here.
We're going to have to do something a little bit different.
We can put you in the big room.
That's so cool.
We're cool.
Were you surprised at the reaction? And
never expected it.
So everybody wanted us to do it again. So I don't know if have you seen any of our GrannyFest videos, but our GrannyFest it's a show. It's not about going and playing the slots for 30 minutes on each channel that's there. It's a show. Dice and I put a show together. He's been a musician for years, played in bands for years. I was a director of our local Queen pageant for years, so I have the choreographing background on my end and putting organization and putting programs together, where he has the talent end. And
that's right, I am the talent.
So we both just kind of put our minds together, and so putting on our show, it worked. And so in 2022, we stepped our game up a little bit.
Well, we knew we had to.
We was like, we're going to do something different. So in 2022, we hired showgirls, we hired Chippendale dancers.
We got a hold of Michael Ross.
We got Michael Ross Nugent, that
professional singer
that performs at the El Cortez.
Okay.
He came in and emceed and sang for us, and it was totally fantastic. We ended up in 2022 having 240
something,
show up for that.
So it's getting bigger as we go. I mean, when that 22 show started, the 21 was just
it was
us.
just thrown together in 3 months.
Yeah, just us, kind of a Friday night show, maybe just a little bit on steroids, no scratching or anything. But I make parody songs, I make fun of stuff. And we just did our act.
Yeah.
And it was okay. It went over great. But we said in 22, we got to step this up a little bit.
So we did. We stepped it up, and it was fantastic.
So Michael Ross introduces me. I come out flanked by two gorgeous, feathered up showgirls playing the ZZ Top.
You need to watch that if you haven't.
I don't know why I chose the ZZ Top song. But anyway, sharp dressed man, because every girl's crazy about Granny's Dice Man.
Yeah.
And I changed. And then she's introduced, and she's flanked by two shirtless, gorgeous-looking Chippendales guys. And everybody, the place just went nuts.
It went nuts.
I mean, it was, oh, my God.
It was just so much fun. So then they were like, everybody was like, what are you going to do to top, how are you going to top 2022? Yeah. So in 2023, we brought in YouTubers have talent. So we had other YouTubers send us their videos.
What's your talent?
What's your talent? What can you do?
Yeah.
So we knew we needed at least 4 spots to fill for our show.
1, 2, do we have 5?
We had 4 or 5.
But
so it turned out great.
Went fantastic.
It went great too. We had almost 300 people there at that one. And of course, that was the limit of the room, was 300 people. So we couldn't have any more than that because of the fire codes and stuff. So
as GrannyFest is really starting to climb and make its peak, El Cortez gives us the info that, you know what, we're going to do some renovations. And this big room is
they told
us be gone.
They told us in 2023 at the end when it was over that next, in 2024 we wouldn't have the big room because they were going to be doing renovations. So this last October we were very limited. They gave us the Jackie Gone suite for our channel members for a night. That we had a private party up there, which was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, so fun.
And then on Friday night, we did an event there in the parlor bar, which was also limited because of space. But that's exactly what we're doing this year. So 2025 will be exactly just like what it was this year.
Basically a members appreciation party because, your channel members, they help support you for years for us now.
Yeah.
And we're just so appreciative. And through El Cortez, we're able to give back, come on out, hang out. It's all free.
Yeah, it's all free. We don't charge anything.
No, all our events have been completely free.
Yeah.
So we're happy we're able to do that.
So, and we love it.
That's so exciting. Congratulations. That I can't wait to watch some of the videos of your guys' show. Will there be like a triumphant return to the big show once the renovations are done at the El Cortez?
Well, the renovations are all done and it's all opened up back in there and it's absolutely beautiful. And they did an excellent job with the renovations. And we was just out there a couple of weeks ago and I am very pleased with how it all turned out. At this point, no, there's not going to be another banquet room that they're going to put in. So we just decided that we are going to keep it the same way and do just what we did this last October. And we probably won't go back to a big event like what we did before. It's been so nice to be able to, it was nice this last October for Dice and I to be able to enjoy the whole event because the other 3 years we were busy the whole day setting up and and sound checking. So this was really nice to have it this way.
Well,
this
and
year.
it was super hard to interact and spend any quality time with our channel members and people that came to see us, because we were just in 100 different directions and put on this show. But, on the Friday night event, of course, it's in the parlor bar, but obviously the casino is open. Yeah. So anybody that's out there, you want to come to GrannyFest on October 9th and hang out, October 10th, the Friday night, and hang out, definitely come on out. It's a blast.
It's the same week as G2E this year. So that's how we make it that way, because there's a lot of YouTubers in town. Yeah. So
that's amazing. I would love to stop by and check out the GrannyFest this year.
You are more invited and welcome to stop by.
Absolutely. Send us an email. I mean, the Thursday, we have a VIP list for the Thursday night cocktail hour up in the penthouse suite. If you've never seen that, it's just crazy.
It's beautiful.
So let us know. Yeah.
I'm curious about what it's like, and some of the people in your audience who have come to GrannyFest and maybe your channel members. What kind of people have you met through this experience, and what kind of relationships have you guys formed with your fans?
Good question.
That's a great question.
We've met people all over the world.
Yeah, people from all over the world have come, and it's very touching to us that people, even want to come and meet us, because like we are just here in the Midwest,
we're just Granny and Dice.
We're just Granny and Dice, we're just, down to earth type people. And, but we have really enjoyed meeting the people that we have. We've gotten to be really good friends with several of our subscribers
Close
and
friends.
Channel members.
Yeah.
And hang out with them quite frequently, and it's just been amazing.
Well, it's a bit touching. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's a bit humbling to know. I mean, these people will plan their trip around our trip. Yeah, and that's an expense. And even though the GrannyFest event is free for those who attend, but it's still a cost to get there.
Sure.
If they're not staying, if they don't have comp rooms, it costs to stay and eat. And but for them to plan their trips just to come out and hang out with us, it means a lot. It's cool. It's very cool.
It's very cool.
That's really awesome. I'm curious what kind of people are among your audience, and what I'm interested in. What do people find so engaging, and do you get feedback about why? Because this is the same for so many influencers, where they make a real community. It's not just a YouTube community. It's like the real relationships in the chat. It's like you're showing up at your local or your real friends. I'm curious if you've gotten feedback about what value this provides to people in their lives that makes it so important to them that they would fly to Vegas for the chance to hang out with you.
Well, I mean, we've had people say that we are just, we're just so down to earth.
We're real.
We're positive. We are who we are, and we make them smile and laugh. And that's what we like to do. I mean, we're pretty humble and smiley people ourselves.
I know what you're talking about.
And for us to be able to give that to other people, it means the world. And when people tell us stuff like that, it gets emotional sometimes.
Well, we've been in a casino, and I mean, I can't remember which trip it was, but the kind of a younger guy came up and was just literally starstruck. We're just playing in the casino. I think we were filming at the little Fire Guy game.
Oh yeah.
And you could just tell he was just kind of, I hate to use the word starstruck, but he was just. Well, he didn't know what to say. He didn't want to bother us, and we're like, nobody ever bothers anybody, even when you're filming. I mean, you can always edit stuff out, so that's not a big deal. But he really didn't even know what to say, and it's just like, So we got up, shook his hand, what's your name, and took a picture. But when he left, we got a little emotional. Yeah, because you're like, wow. Yeah, it's thank you. It's just nice to have people acknowledge you and say they watch you, and that we make them feel good and happy. If they've had a bad week or something, they know to come to Granny and Dice on Friday nights, because we'll make them laugh, and that's what we want to hear. That's really heartwarming. And I even in this interview, your personalities are so positive and so infectious. And I think the relationship that you guys have
adds so much like to the dynamic of the content and everything. So congratulations on how this has all gone so far and where this might go in the future. I'm blown away by, you know, some of the stories that you've shared, and especially to do with your community and your audience. It's really special what you guys are doing and what you've been able to build with this. And it's really exciting to think about the opportunities and like the experiences that this will afford you guys in the future. Like what an awesome, it's kind of like, I always get this feeling where it's like the fun of going on a trip, maybe to Vegas or something with your friends, gambling, eating, all this stuff. It's so much fun, and it's really captured so well on your channel and other channels like this that, you know, it seems like it would be a lot of fun, even though it's hard to be the ones going and doing it. So I think maybe that aspirational part of it is big for people too. You get to do a lot of the stuff that people look forward to doing all year, right? Like to go on a trip like this or something, and they get to experience it a little bit. Right. Whenever they want with you guys. So yeah, congratulations on everything you've been able to build. And I'm sure it's just going to keep growing from here.
Well, thank you. It's all due to, a big shout out to our YouTube family out there, because it's all them. It's all, we have the best community and on YouTube by far. The positivity, you know, camaraderie. Like I said, some of our best friends now have come out of the YouTube community. They don't have channels. They were just started watching and knew we were going to be out and met us. I make this is a joke. One of my best friends started out as our YouTube stalker.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
And then he brought his wife along, and his wife thought he was nuts. You're going to go out to Vegas and meet these people you never met. He goes, well, yeah, they seem kind of cool. I'm watching their show. He's picking the guitar. She's smacking him with a fly swatter. This is great. And he came out and we met him, and he hung with us that whole first day.
Yeah, we just clicked.
We were doing a restaurant review, and they said, well, we're going to go film this. You want to come out and hang out? He's like, do you mind? We're like, no, man, come on.
No, we don't mind anybody that wants to, tag along with us or be a part. We just don't ever want anybody to feel like they have to be a part of it, because it can be a long filming process, when you're at a restaurant or someplace out filming. But no, we've made some just great
his wife,
friends.
Scott and Jamie have become, Jamie and they're actually featured in our vlogs. Our last trip, we finally got down to Sirius and vlogged each day we were out there. We were out there 4 days this last couple weeks ago, and it's kind of like here's our day one vlog. We're starting in Illinois. We're going to eat at Cracker Barrel. Now we're in Vegas. This is what we're going to do. Day two went on.
We vlogged all 4 days, and we put it all out there as premieres for the last 4 weeks, and we've never done that before.
No, and day three was spa day, where me and the boys went up to the barbershop in Cortez, and a couple of my best buddies now are in that video.
Yeah.
The boys just wanted to go get pampered. The girls went and got
same way with me and Jamie and Sue.
Yeah, and that's
so cool.
It's
cool.
It's so fun.
It is fun.
I think it's something that's so special about kind of content creators and influencers in general compared to Hollywood celebrities, where you can't really go and hang out with these people. But it even seems like in the slots community in particular, it's really accessible. And I think that's part of why these relationships get to be so strong, because it happens in the live chat right away. It's like you can chat to the person and they'll talk to you and say your name, and they'll remember details about you and talk to you again the next. And it's not something that you get to do in other media formats. And the fact that people are getting to come and meet you in real life must be really special for them. And I can hear from you both that it's really gratifying and important to you guys too. So
it
is very special for us. It is. Things you say. Quit dicking around. I've got on T-shirts now. People say, "Quit dicking around." What's Dice doing? Oh, he's probably.
Oh, he's out there dicking around. Oh, it's just the thing I've always said.
We've just said it all our lives, and when you say it during a live, it becomes a thing,
and we're like, becomes funny.
Wow, that's kind of cool. We have a catchphrase.
Yeah.
I could see it's like a sitcom almost. You guys are amazing characters and personalities, and I can see it in your content that you lean into that, and I think that must be a big part of your success so far.
Yeah, I think so too. Yes.
That like I said, we've been married 40 some odd years, and we know, she knows what I'm thinking, and sometimes she'll even just shut me off. If she says or does, don't even say it, Dice. I know what you're going to think. What do you mean?
Yeah, I already know.
But again, check back in 6 months, as I'll be retired, and if we're still married in 6 months, it'll be a miracle.
It'll be like an episode of Dateline in 6 months.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, he retired on June 30th, and now it starts.
Well, I'm so excited for your next GrannyFest, even though it'll be, it sounds like a smaller, but maybe more intimate and like meaningful experience for you guys. That sounds like so much fun. I'm going to stay tuned on your channel. And I hope everyone that watches this now and later will follow the link and subscribe to your channel and follow along with you guys. And yeah, I'm so excited to see where this takes you and to check in. And I'd love to have another conversation down the road on the podcast to see how things are going for you. Thank you so much for your time and for being so generous with all your insights and your stories. It was really awesome getting to know you a bit more. And like I said, I look forward to following the action along on your channel.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you so much, Matt. We appreciate it.
Everybody give this video a thumbs up if you would. Like and subscribe.